Hello, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Harry, please, can you explain how the platform works?
Hello, everyone. Thank you from wherever you're joining us. My name is Harry, and thank you, Anissa. Just to quickly explain how the platform works. So at the bottom center of your device, where you have joined us from, there's some icons. So you can raise your hand, or on the section where you have Q&A or a question mark inside the chat icon, you can send us your questions and we will respond accordingly. So thank you, and hope this will be an insightful webinar for you. Thank you. Welcome, Anissa.
Thank you, Harry. And while we're waiting for more people to join us, please take this opportunity to write in the chat box which grade you are in, where are you joining us from, and maybe what are your expectations from this webinar. And Harry will be able to read your inputs. And Harry, I will just give it 30 seconds, and when you give me the go-ahead, I'll start.
Hi, Anissa. We can start.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Harry. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for today's webinar on why more families and more students are choosing the UAE for their education. My name is Anissa Boulahia, and I will be your moderator today, and I'm joining the webinar from Dubai. We will be with you for the next 60 minutes, so please feel free to use the Q&A box throughout the conversation, and we will address any questions you have during our Q&A session. So today's discussion is very close to my heart. Indeed, there are more and more families that are asking us on not only how to relocate to the UAE and to Dubai, but also how to make sure their children are prepared for life beyond school. This interest in Dubai and in the UAE is not just accidental, of course. Families are reassessing traditional destinations and are looking for environment that offer stability, safety, quality education, cultural alignment, and also long-term opportunities. In today's conversation, I will be joined by three experts. Our first expert is Dr. Raquel Warner, Associate Professor, Director of Academic Quality and academic consultant for Heriot Watt in Dubai. Heriot Watt is located in Dubai Knowledge Park, which is a dedicated hub for education and training near Dubai Media City and Dubai Internet City. We have also Natalie Fisher joining us. Natalie is Associate Director for Admission at NYU in Abu Dhabi. And hopefully, Pierre Adil has managed to join us. He's the manager in charge of student recruitment in Amity University, Dubai, which is located in Dubai International Academic City. So I'll be asking them questions and listening to their opinion and their answers on some topics that are of interest for you today. And I will also be joined by three people from my team. So we have Jay Varma, who's the head of Dawiya Business Engineering at the Dawiya Family Office. We have Shifana Bashir, who's the compliance officer at Dawiya Family Office. And we have Bridget Wazi, who's execution officer in charge of structuring at Dawiya Family Office. And the three of them will tell you about their own experience as student, as intern, and also for their first job experience in the UAE. So the program of this webinar, the content for the webinar is here. And the purpose of today's webinar is really to inform you about schools and education in the UAE, the admission, the culture, the standards, etc., and how it can fit into any aspirational family's vision for their children. To start with, I want to introduce you to the UAE. So the UAE have 7 different emirates. The Abu Dhabi is the federal capital, and the universities in Abu Dhabi are known to be like research intensive universities. Dubai is the largest private higher education market and hosts a lot of international branch campuses. Sharjah, which is a very strong university city ecosystem and is a very family-friendly environment. And then there are 4 other emirates that you may hear of that have growing options and niche programs. These emirates are Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, and Al Quwain. In today's webinar, we will focus on Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah. So when looking at taking a decision, families are looking into different aspects. The first aspect they are looking at is whether the institution is licensed by the Ministry of Education or not. Then the specific majors and programs that are accredited in this university, the degree recognition internationally inside the UAE, outside the UAE, and also the campus location, the studies mode, etc. So in today's webinar, we're going to try and cover all these aspects so you could be knowledgeable on how to take a decision if ever you're considering Dubai as your destination for your higher studies. So to start with, I would like to underline the fact that in the UAE, the higher education, the universities, and the different stakeholders involved in the higher education are under the scrutiny of the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. And also there is a commission called the Commission for Academic Accreditation, which gives the licensing and the program accreditation and ensures quality assurance for these programs. And this is at federal level. At the same time, at each Emirates level, there are also authorities that are in charge of making sure the education stakeholders are up to the standards. The first one, for example, for Dubai is called Knowledge and Human Development Authority. For Abu Dhabi, it's the Department of Education and Knowledge. And on top of these Emirates level authorities, within the same Emirate, you may have another strat of regulators and organizers. And for example, in Dubai, you have the Dubai International Academic City, which is a free zone focusing on education, and you have also Dubai Knowledge Park. So while you're doing your research and looking at how the UAE works, you may come across all these names, and you have to know that all these institutions and all these authorities are involved into the organization of the educational sector. The UAE is building a top-tier higher education ecosystem and is really tightening the accreditations through the CAA, which I just explained what it is. It's also simplifying the recognition and allowing for student mobility. It's attracting top talent through long-term residency solutions, and it's investing very, very heavily in research-driven sectors like AI and innovation. And as a consequence of all these actions taken by the government, the number of admissions is really increasing. And in the academic year 2024-2025, more than 57,000 new students were admitted in the UAE. To give you some global numbers on the UAE educational sector, I'll start with Dubai. In Dubai, we have 41 private higher education institutions that are regulated by the KHDA. We have more than 42,000 students that are enrolled in the private higher education, and just the Dubai International Academic City has more than 30,000 students, 27 institutions, and more than 800 programs. Abu Dhabi and Sharjah as well. As I said, I would cover these three geographies. Abu Dhabi has 28 higher education institutions listed under the Department of Education and Knowledge. And as of 2021, more than 60,000 enrolled students. And Sharjah is also very famous for the higher education proposition that they have, with 5 major universities, and one of them, the University of Sharjah, have more than 20,000 students and 127 programs. So here I will stop talking about the context, and I will now get into how we can shortlist amongst all these universities and how we can look at the educational market, the higher educational market in the UAE. So when the families are looking at the UAE market or the UAE educational sector, they have to first look at whether the university is licensed by the Ministry of Education, whether there is an accredited program in the major you are looking to go through, whether the campus location, the study mode, is the one you are aiming for, and of course the tuition fees, how transparent are they and how much they amount to. And then once this is looked at, and other fit factors you need to be looking into when looking at the UAE educational sector are the teaching style, lecture versus project based, the support, whether the university has an advisory board, career services, tutoring, the campus life, which clubs are there, which sports are being offered, whether there's housing on the campus or not, and safety, commute, and budget, of course. So that's what usually the families that we work with at Dawiya Family Office focus on before they decide which university they want to go to. Now, which majors in the UAE would lead to strong outcomes? Here's where I'm going to stop the presentation, and I will now ask the 3 experts that are with us on the panel to help me answer these questions and bring you up to speed on which majors are offered and which ones are the most important in the university they represent. So Harry, can we please start with Dr. Raquel Warner from Heriot-Watt? And my question is, what courses Heriot-Watt University offers on its Dubai campus?
Hi, Anissa. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who's participating in the webinar today. Heriot-Watt University has 6 schools and 1 foundation program. And so we have engineering, the School of Engineering. We have the School of Social Sciences. We have the School of Business. We have the School of Textile and Design. We have, I mentioned engineering already. We also have a school that looks at geosciences and spatial technology. So as an institution, we're more focused on technical studies. Our engineering school tends to attract a lot more admissions because we're one of the few institutions that offers the programs that we do across the different engineering specialisms. Interestingly as well, Heriot-Watt historically has been known as a technical institution. And so we have that legacy in terms of the impact that we have in society for our engineering programs. So that's one of the flagship programs that we have. There's also the Edinburgh Business School, which is well known. and it ranks quite highly globally for students who want to study business management, marketing, human resources, and so on.
Thank you, Raquel. I know we have one of our families who has children for architecture in the architecture division. Which courses or which of these business schools would you say is the most you're the most recognized for in the UAE, knowing that you are here for more than 21 years, right, in Dubai?
Yeah, the university celebrated 20 years last year being here.
Wow. So which one would you say is the most recognized, which one of these specialties and majors are you the most recognized for?
I'm going to be very, how do I say it, prejudiced, and I will say all of them. All of our programs at Heriot-Watt are accredited, and we have a very good employability track record for our students across all of our programs, because the university works very closely with industry as well. So we have a careers unit that helps students while they're studying to get internships. And because of the large alumni that we have, it's a global university which has campuses in Edinburgh, which is the main campus, Malaysia, Dubai, and Kazakhstan. So we have a large alumni. And because of that, we're able to actually see our graduates get jobs even before they graduate. So unfortunately, I can't preference one over the other. But as I said before, we are known for our technical competence, and so technical and science subjects or School of Engineering and Sciences are those programs tend to attract a lot of admissions.
Thank you, Dr. Raquel. I will now move to Natalie Fisher from NYU Abu Dhabi. And Natalie, my question is similar. What courses NYU offers in Abu Dhabi, and which one would you say you're the most recognized for?
Thank you, Anissa. I'll start with your second question first and kind of give the same answer of Dr. Raquel, that I wouldn't say that there's necessarily one that we're most known for. And that leads me to the first point, which is we offer 26 different majors on our NYU Abu Dhabi campus. They span different disciplines from arts and humanities to social sciences to natural sciences and engineering. All of our majors are accredited, and we also have dual accreditation. So not only are we accredited through the Ministry of Education here in the UAE, but through the Middle States Association in the US. So the degree that students get is an NYU degree, which is pretty great in terms of the outcomes for their students. What's really nice for our students is students don't declare a major until the second year. So unlike some other universities where you apply directly to a program, our students are just applying to NYU Abu Dhabi, and then they declare their major in their second year. So they have more freedom, more flexibility, and it gives them the opportunity to kind of flex their interests. You might be a student who is studying pearl diving in the Gulf. You might be a student who is interested in public health and strategies to inform responses to epidemics. You could be a student creating predictive models for mangrove health. So our students do all kinds of things, but as you mentioned before, research, internships.
If you have to go for
there's someone
Natalie, excuse me, I will interrupt you 2 seconds. Harry, can you please mute everybody? Can you please mute everybody apart from Natalie?
I'll suggest you to go to Bilhassa.
Harry,
The one is in Odmik.
Anissa, the only
everybody.
yeah, you and Natalie are the only ones who are unmuted.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Go ahead, Natalie. Sorry, there was a noise that we were not hearing you very well.
Worries. It was difficult for me too. So I'll kind of wrap up there. But basically, as the first global liberal arts university, not just in the UAE, but in the region, attached to a major US research university, for our students, they get a lot of depth in whatever they choose to major, but also a broader acquaintance with human knowledge. And that's kind of very important to our core educational model.
Wow. So what I will retain from Dr. Raquel and Natalie's intervention is that we can get the best of the two worlds by choosing the Dubai campus and the Abu Dhabi campus for studying in an international university. Now I will pass the mic to Adil. Hi, Adil. So Adil, same question. So you're representing Amity University in Dubai International Academic City. My question for you is the same. So what courses you offer in the Dubai campus and which one you are recognized for?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me today. So as the panelists here today said, I mean, there are a lot of programs which are being offered in United Arab Emirates. Now, if you talk about Amity University Dubai, we have three schools. We have School of Engineering, we have School of Humanities, Arts and Applied Sciences, and we are offering management course also, apart from our foundation courses as well. Having said that, we are the university having a track record of 95% of employability rate in United Arab Emirates, and we've got 100 companies coming every year here for the placements, be it internships or the direct placements for our students from Amity University Dubai. We recently signed an MOU with Simons also inside the campus. They're going to create an innovation hub inside our campus. This is the biggest private university in Dubai International Academic City, having an area of 700,000 square feet of an area, and we are almost invested $100 million on this campus. The programs which are more sought out from this campus, actually, we have got aerospace engineering, which is the higher version of aeronautical engineering courses that we offer from this university. And we are one of the few universities which offer aerospace engineering. And we are offering one of the sought-most courses, which is a forensic science. And this is the only university offering forensic science bachelor's and master's from Amity University, Dubai, wherein we have Dubai Police, Ras Al Khaimah Police, and Ajman Police as a visiting faculty. And our students from forensic science department do visit there, do their internships with them as well. We are also accredited by Ministry of Higher Education and Commission of Academic Accreditation as well. We have got programs in humanities, we have got programs in media, we have got programs in interior design, architecture, directly from the university, what we're offering from Amity University Dubai. So as the panelists rightly said, there's nothing like we have any hot selling programs, what we are offering this university, though we are all the programs what we offer from this campus is having international accreditation around the world. We are not only in Dubai, we are in most cities in India, we are in US, we are in UK, we are in China, Romania, South Africa, and we have schools also here in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah as well. So we are catering from pre-nursery to PhD levels from Amity Group, from Amity University as well.
And Adil, I think you're in Angola as well, right? I met with your teams when I went to Angola, right?
We have training institutes in Angola. We are Amsterdam also. We have a school in Amsterdam as well, which is called Amity Intensive School. And we recently acquired a school in Muscat, Oman as well. We have a school in Muscat as well now, which is called Amity Muscat, which is running right now there.
Perfect. So a global footprint. Thank you so much. I will now move quickly to the admission process. And I will be again asking questions to the experts on the panel with us today, asking them my second question. So we will start again with Dr. Raquel Warner, please, on what is the admission process for a student from QSI in Benin to join Heriot Watt in Dubai.
Sure, Anissa, thank you. So we, as an institution, we accept recognized high school certificates, whether they are WIAC or NICO or the national equivalent. The important thing for us is the language proficiency. So most students would need to secure an IELTS or TOEFL or an equivalence of to prove their language proficiency to enter the program. You'd also need your attested academic transcripts, and the UAE, as part of the accreditation and the quality assurance that you mentioned earlier, Anissa, they require a UAE equivalent certificate. Now, this is something that our admissions team would help students with. So once you go to our website and you register an interest in joining one of our programs, then you are guided through the process. And if there are any local parts of that process, like the equivalency certificate, our team facilitates that. And we have rolling admissions through the year. There is a September intake and a January intake. So it just depends on the visa application processes, again, which our admissions team facilitates with applicants. So students are able to enroll or inquire year round, and depending on when the process is completed and all the documents are in place, then they will be registered to enter the most timely cohort, whether it's September or January.
And Dr. Raquel Warner, for having, I've gone twice through the process with two of the children of the families we work with, and I must admit it felt very, very competitive. So would you say that it's hard to get into Heriot Watt in Dubai? Is it very selective process?
It is a very selective process because we are also accredited by the Scottish Funding Council. And so because our campus is internationally accredited as well, the requirements are very stringent. And so the same requirements for our UK students are the same requirements that we have here in Dubai. Consequently, we do have very, very high standards when it comes to, your entry subjects that you need to get into your specific programs. Some programs are more difficult to get into. So for example, our STEM subjects tend to have a higher requirement. But the good thing about Heriot Watt is that we do offer a foundation year. And so if students for some reason do not meet the requirement for direct entry into their undergrad program, they're able to study on a foundation program, whether for one semester in the advanced foundation or for one academic year in the regular foundation program. And that is a direct pathway into their undergraduate degree of choice.
Thank you, Dr. Warner. Natalie, please. Would you want to answer the same question, please? What are the entry requirements and when do students need to start their applications to enter NYU in Abu Dhabi?
Sure, my pleasure. So we follow the U.S. admissions process. So if any students are looking at U.S. universities, it will be very similar. And in fact, our application process is the same as if they were applying to NYU. So first and foremost, they fill out an application called the Common Application. So we don't use the local application, the NAPO application, we do use the Common Application. So students would need to fill that out and submit it by one of our 3 deadlines. So the earliest deadline, it's called early decision, is November 1st. The latest deadline we offer is January 5th. It's called regular decision. And so between those 3 deadlines, students need to submit their application. And usually they're applying almost a year in advance. So whichever deadline they choose would be to start the following fall. So for example, if a student applied this year, they would be entering in September. So you're almost in a year in advance. Along with the Common Application, we do require full transcripts of students. So their entire secondary schooling, we need to see all of the transcripts for those. We need 1 letter of recommendation. That can be from anybody in a position of authority. For standardized testing, we are what's called test optional. So students are not required to submit a standardized test. So like the SAT or the SAT is not required, but you have the option to submit it if you like. For QSI students, I know you're in an AP curriculum, which is great news. You can actually use 3 of your AP exams as standardized testing, as long as 1 is in a science or math, 1 is in a humanities, and 1 is of the student's choice. So actually the AP curriculum that your students offer is a great option in terms of standardized testing. For English language testing, since the students at QSI are in an English curriculum, as I understand it, they're likely exempt from our English language testing requirement as long as they've been there for 3 years consecutively at the time of applying. So likely they're exempt from our English language test. We do reserve the right to request it, but given the rigor of the program and the language of instruction, odds are they won't need to, but just something to keep in mind. We are highly selective. What that means in a US landscape is our acceptance rates are typically less than 15% across NYU Abu Dhabi being even more selective in many instances. So of course, admissions is difficult to attain, but for students who have a very strong academic profile, both in terms of their performance and rigor of curriculum, so those that are choosing to take a lot of those AP courses, they're going to be most competitive for us at NYU Abu Dhabi.
Wow, 15%. That's a low rate. Less than. Okay. Adil, please. So same question for Amity University. All campuses considered. What are the entry requirements and when do students need to start their application?
Basically, we have two intakes, fall and spring. Spring starts from January, which is right now going on. So this is one of the the intakes, and the major intake is fall, which starts in September 16th to be very precise. So that is our day when we onboard our students here from all over the world. Entry requirements are quite similar because most of the universities which come under the Ministry of Higher Education has by and large same entry requirements. Whether they are coming for engineering courses, they need to have physics, chemistry, maths in their high school. Whether they're coming from WAEC, they're coming from NECO, they're coming from any African region or any other regions for that sake, they need to have these basic subjects in their high school if they are interested to pursue engineering courses. The rest of the courses, like if you talk about business, you talk about humanities courses or anything of that sort, general courses are required. Minimum entry requirement, every university has on institutional level their entry requirements set by the ministry. They are at liberty to have their entry requirements. We require a basic percentage out of 160% to enter to this university, and that is how we cater to somewhere around 1,000 to 1,500 students around the world every year from more than 64 nationalities, which are right now currently studying in this university. So yeah, we are ready to take students from all over the world with these basic requirements. And for the English proficiency, it's a requirement from the ministry to have IELTS minimum of 5 band for bachelor's degree and 6 for the master's. However, we have our own set of guidelines for the students. Whoever is interested, we may give them some relaxation when we talk about the English proficiency. They're coming from the English background studies, so we can relax that as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go directly to lifestyle and immigration in the interest of time, so we can leave a lot of time for the questions and answers from the students themselves. And I'll go directly to the question for our three experts. The question I would like to ask you now is for the students who are considering a move from Benin to here for their higher education. I would like to hear from you. Let's start with Natalie this time. Natalie, how is it to study in Abu Dhabi and in NYU more specifically? And is Abu Dhabi organized like Dubai in like knowledge-free zones with all the universities regrouped, or are they spread over the territory?
Sure, thank you for the question. So I'll start kind of broadly with Abu Dhabi. So no, we are not grouped. So for example, NYU Abu Dhabi is on the island of Saadiyat, which is kind of the arts and cultural district. You have Sorbonne University on Reem Island. You have MBZ UAI in Masdar. So we're very much all over, and there's no formal grouping in that sense. Abu Dhabi itself, I would say, is very family friendly. And I think that's a really great reason for families to think about Abu Dhabi as a place. It's the seat of the government, it's the capital, and there's a ton of opportunities that are very accessible. And so that could be internships. We have students who go intern at Abu Dhabi Global Markets, who intern at Cleveland Clinic. We have students who do research at the Louvre. And it's also, I would say, the kind of the cultural capital of the UAE as well. So you do have incredible museums and institutes like Qasr Al Watan, where the presidential palace is. You have the Louvre, Abu Dhabi, the Guggenheim, the Zayed National Museum, the Abrahamic Family House, the list goes on. And so in terms of what our students are able to do inside the classroom, it's reflected outside the classroom and using those as part of their academic experience. And the last thing I'll say specifically for NY Abu Dhabi and Abu Dhabi is it's very international, and you could say this about the UAE broadly, but the Emiratis are about 12% of the UAE population in Abu Dhabi. The remaining 80+% come from all over the world. And the same is true for our campus. About 25% of our students are Emirati. The remaining 75% come from over 120 different countries. So our campus is incredibly global, and that type of concentrated diversity really doesn't exist elsewhere because our campus is about 2,000 undergraduates. So it's kind of like a mini UN on our campus with like delegates from countries all over the world coming together to study. And I think that makes it a really special place for our students. So those would be a few of the reasons between Abu Dhabi and NY Abu Dhabi specifically. It might be a really good match for some students.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Natalie. Adil, what would you say about Amity and about the Dubai International Academic City? How is it to study in Dubai in this group of universities that are sharing the same geography and the same interest?
In Dubai, there are only two places. One is Dubai International Academic City and Knowledge Village, where most of the university, 94% of the universities are clustered together. Some are having their own campuses, some are not. When we talk about Dubai, I mean, you go anywhere in the world, you talk about Dubai only. Then we talk about other Emirates, which are most important Emirates for us as well. But then a most vibrant city when they talk about around the world is Dubai. This word comes to everybody's mind that you are going to Dubai. Now, what is there in Dubai is we talk about, I mean, you name it. If we just post a question right now on this podium here to the students that what do you know about Dubai? They'll talk about Burj Khalifa. They talk about, so many things which are right now existent here. And what is the proximity that for any student, they want to, how closer they are, and what is the easier mode of transport for them to reach to these, destinations. When we talk about some scenic destinations here in Dubai, the proximity is somewhere around 25 to 20 minutes from the academic city, or if we talk about Dubai Academic International City or the Knowledge Village, the proximity is somewhere around same. And that was the only reason these two hubs were created in Dubai, to have one on the other side and one on this side, to have two equal clusters for universities, to have a closer proximity for every student to Dubai, and to see what Dubai has to offer them. And when you talk about the companies which are being existent here in Dubai are in good numbers. When we talk about Internet City, we talk about Media City, we talk about Sheikh Zayed Road. Most of the the big four companies are located there. So this makes easy for students to do their internships here in Dubai, and to find more opportunities to work with these corporates. So that makes Academic City and Knowledge Village also into the very good proximity for students to look for internships and for the jobs as well.
Yeah, and Adil, I have two of my A players in my team from Amity University, so I can testify of the quality of the education you provide to the UAE students.
Thank you so much.
We will go now, please, to Dr. Raquel Warner. Dr. Raquel, how is it to study in Dubai and in Dubai Knowledge Park more specifically?
Yeah, just to echo what Adele said, I mean, we are very centrally located in Knowledge Park. We have 2 sites in Knowledge Park. We just opened a new purpose-built facility, and the proximity to the companies that are within Internet City, Media City, so Google, all those, like he said, the top 4 companies are located within close proximity for our students. Something else that our campus has is a program that is called Go Global. And this allows our students to transfer to study at any of our other campuses for 1 or more semesters. So it gives the students the opportunity not just to study with students from 75 to 80 other nationalities on our campus, but they can physically choose to study at or Edinburgh campus or Malaysia campus. And so this gives the students a degree of mobility to increase their reach, to increase their network. I think something else that we're really proud of at Heriot Watt is this idea that we are very well connected, like I said before, with our alumni. And so our students get to interact very, very frequently through symposia, through different events that are organized with industry and for our students. So at any given time, there are numerous events taking place for students who are studying different disciplines, just to give them a sense of, what to expect when they get into the world of work. So employability is a high value for us, and we try to create that environment to the extent that 90% of our graduates secure jobs within the first 6 months of their graduation. So that is something that we're proud of. And we believe that the learner experience positions our students to do that.
I feel like I want to go back to studying now, listening to you, to the 3 experts. So Jessica, before I ask the 3 team members to give a testimony on how is it to study in the UAE and go for their first internship and their first employment in the UAE, do you want us to take some questions from the audience, or maybe from you and Fatma as well?
Well, I would be happy to ask a question on behalf of the students, and then we can look in the chat to see if there are any questions coming in. But I know one of the concerns for some of our students that are or were considering studying in the United States are reconsidering based on the changing immigration policies and restrictions to visas. So I'm wondering, what is the approach to the American passport, the Benin passport, various countries in West Africa or in Europe? Do you have do you know of any restrictions based on the country of origin at your university?
So maybe that question could be for me, and then also for our expert, because Raquel did touch on this, on the fact that the universities do help the student getting their way through the immigration processes, but that's also what we specialize on as Dawiya Family Office. So you have 3 different schemes. One is the sponsorship by the family, which means that the family is also set up here, the parents. The second one is the sponsorship by the university. And here I think our experts can be much more detailed than us. And the third one is a golden visa for certain profiles, very strong profiles. We can get them directly nominated for a golden visa in the UAE, which is a 10-year residency. So when they are sponsored by their parents, they can have a 2-year or a 10-year residency, depending on their parent. When they're sponsored by the university, I believe it's a 1-year renewable, but we will let the experts comment on that. And if they qualify for a golden visa, it's a 10-year program. As far as I know, there are no restrictions on any nationalities for studying in the UAE. So we managed to process all the profiles so far. Now it's an immigration process, so we have to check on a case-by-case basis, but there is no like any limitations to my knowledge. Having said so, I would love for maybe Dr. Raquel to tell us if you have anything to add on the immigration processes.
Certainly. I'm not aware of any visa restrictions for our students. And like I said, we facilitate through our visa office. We have a dedicated visa office to support the students' application, because essentially they're going to be sponsored by the university. And so we make that process as seamless as it can be for our students. One of the things that we do have is if the student is on the university visa, then there is like an attendance requirement where we have to keep close tabs to make sure that they are actually using that visa for study and not for something else. So to answer the question directly, I'm not aware of our students getting refused from any African countries when they're being sponsored by the university. That hasn't come to our attention as yet.
Jessica, any other questions?
At the moment, thank you.
Thank you. Harry, do we have any questions in the chat?
Hi, Anissa. We have, let's say one. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Tell us.
Okay. There's Oshank Ahiwar. He's in secondary 4 and studies in QSI International School of Benin. He's saying he's completed most of his applications, but for some reasons he can't seem to pay. And he has emailed the University of Sharjah and Zayed University about the issue. But they told him that the application for September intake has not opened. So his question is, can I please get an estimate date on when Dubai universities open the application for September intakes?
Okay, so I think we understood from the conversation with the 3 experts that it's really a university by university schedule. Natalie, do you want to intervene on this? Even if it's not addressed to your university.
Hello?
Yeah, we're not based in Dubai, and I'm not sure if the academic calendars are quite the same. So I might pass it to one of my colleagues.
Adil, do you know about this timeline?
I was reading this question. I mean, the student has asked a question, but it's particularly for University of Sharjah and Zayed University. Every university has their own set of rules and SOPs while they open their intakes. Because I'm not from those universities, I won't be able to comment on that. If you talk about our university, our intake for September intake 2026 is open. A student can apply on our university and we can issue the offer letter within 24 hours.
Okay, so what we will do, Harry, is we will take this question and we will pass it to our department, Irene, within our department, and Irene will contact the university and find out the answers. And then we can circulate through Jessica.
Okay. Yeah. Then we have another question that says, what support services are available for international students when they first arrive?
So there are 2 sets of supports. There are the supports that are through Dawiya Family Office that we can take care of. And as Dawiya Family Office, when supporting the family, we look at the education strategy. We help with the major selection, the university. We shortlist like 3 to 5 university options for the family to look into and to choose from. We look at the accreditation, the recognition, etc. We look at potential scholarship. We look at budgeting. We look also at helping the students with the execution, with the admission, execution, the application calendars, the document preparation, etc. And we go all the way to helping the family and the student with the visa pathway and with the installation, the relocation on the campus. So that's what we do as a multifamily office. But as Dr. Raquel was saying, and I please correct me if I'm wrong, Natalie and Adil, I think you have also the same departments and the same support within your respective universities. You also help the student directly if the student approach you with all of these elements?
Absolutely, yes.
Go ahead, Adil.
So your question was if we do actually, you know, this transition, if it's a transition phase for a student, whether it's education strategy or admission or relocation support, we help students when they come here. So we take this when they're on board to the university, and only then we help the students once they are here. We make sure everything is possible granted to them here.
Okay, what about Natalie and NYU?
Sure. We have quite a few, so we might be a little bit different in that all of our students do reside on campus in on-campus housing for all 4 years in guaranteed housing. So already from the start, our students are part of a community, and that involves an orientation program, all of the support services from immigration support to health and well-being to academic supports and more beyond graduation. So lots of support services. I think what's nice about the UAE, and maybe I can generalize beyond my university, but there's a lot of international students here. And so it's not that you would be in the minority on in this country, but you would be one of many international students. So a lot of the universities are built to kind of support that flow of students as well.
Super. Thank you so much, Natalie. I think we have answered the question, Harry. Are there any other questions?
Yes, Anissa. One final question is, what is the student diversity and are there on-campus amenities?
I think that answer would be there is nowhere else on earth where we have as much diversity as in the UAE, whatever university we look at. So I think Dr. Raquel was talking about 75 different nationalities. Natalie mentioned 64, I think, if I heard her well.
120 at NYU Abu Dhabi.
Okay. And Adil?
64, Natalie was 120, I guess.
Wow. Okay. So yes, diversity, and in terms of amenities in the universities, from what I hear from the students we have placed into Heriot, Watt, and Amity, I think sky is the limit, right? But I will leave it to Dr. Raquel, Adil, and Natalie to comment on the amenities.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anissa, for that question. Now, one of the beauties of being in an international campus and being located in one of these knowledge cities or university cities is that there are amenities that are shared among the universities. And so the students get an opportunity not just to interact in clubs and sporting activities with students from their own universities, but from other universities as well. At Heriot Watt, we do have a student services unit, and that takes care of arrival into the university from inquiry right through to graduation at the end. And so we take care of the entire learner journey with the help of our students services team. And so if it's accommodation they need, if it's transportation, we have buses that pick up students from the accommodation to take them to campus. We have buses that do the metro run. So we try to make the transition for our students and the learner experience for our students as accommodating and as friendly as it can be, so they spend their time just succeeding in their degrees. So our campuses do have interactive opportunities through sports, through clubs, societies, you name it, for students to not just be focusing on academics, but also to build their social and athletic and nutritional, you name it, all those themes are covered with our student services. Something that I must mention as well is that we are very, very big on determination. And so we do have an entire department that focuses on any specific accommodations that students of determination may need. And so whether it is extra time to do examinations, whether it is support in the classrooms, if they need to have the lectures recorded, if they're visually impaired, do they need a note taker for them or something like that? We do provide all those services. So we cater to every kind of student.
Thank you, Dr. Raquel, for mentioning that. I forgot to mention this aspect, which is a very, very, very important aspect in the UAE in general. We're very keen on supporting people who have additional needs, as we say here. Harry, any more questions from the chat?
Yes, Anissa, two more. So there's a question from Dani saying, how does studying in UAE prepare students for global careers? And there is one from Kalwani asking what type of scholarships are available for NYU Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I think the preparation for global careers, we have covered it a lot through the conversation already, right? With the exposure to different campuses worldwide and to alumni worldwide and to opportunities worldwide. Maybe we will focus on the scholarship, for which I have very limited knowledge. So I would love to hear from maybe Natalie and Adil if you have any specific scholarships available in your respective universities.
Sure, I'll jump in and then I'll pass it to Adil. So at NYU Abu Dhabi, we're quite fortunate that there's kind of two streams. One is for Emirati students, which I won't speak to because unless anybody here that applies to, but for any student who's not Emirati, meaning the passport that you hold is not Emirati, at NYU Abu Dhabi, you do apply for financial aid. It is need-based, meaning it's based on a family's finances. So we do not offer merit scholarships. Any student who's admitted to NYU Abu Dhabi is certainly deserving of a merit scholarship. Instead, we focus on providing financial aid to the families that need it. So you fill out an application that looks at your family's finances. That could be your household size, the number in your household. Do you have other students in university? It's very holistic. Based on that application, we determine how much we think your family can contribute, and we cover whatever is remaining. So you'll only be asked to pay what we think you can afford based on your finances, and we cover everything else. And when I say everything, it's not just tuition. We are covering housing, we are covering the meals, we are covering immigration and visa costs, we are covering books, health insurance, personal expenses, everything. So the student in our world should not have to pay for anything other than what we ask the family to pay based on your finances. So it's a need-based model meeting 100% of need.
Thank you, Natalie. What about Amity, Adil?
From Amity University, we do recognize merit from here. So we do offer merit scholarships up to 50% of the tuition fees every year for any student coming from any part of the world. Now, when I say up to 50% scholarship, so we have slabs which start from 20, 25, 35, and 50, which is being given to the outstanding students. Then there is no cap. And there's no number that we give this merit scholarship only to FIV numbers. No, definitely not. We give it to as many students as we come across. So we do offer 50% scholarship. And just to add one more thing, Natalie, sorry, Anissa, when you were asking us about what is the extracurricular activities do you offer from the universities, you name it, we have it here. So we have a state-of-art Olympic-sized swimming pools, which is climate controlled. We have got our football stadium. We have paddle court, tennis court, volleyball court. We have got a running track. We have got indoor gyms, and we have dance studios here inside the campus. And we have one of the biggest auditoriums, which is being sometimes rented by other universities also for their events as well. So what we believe from Amity University, Dubai, is actually we take students and to make them feel like home, And when we talk about Dubai, we give them that vibrant space here inside our campus.
Dr. Raquel, do you want to talk about the scholarship part, if you have any special offer in
Sure.
Marriott One?
Yeah, so we offer merit scholarships as well. And within each school, there are special scholarships that are sometimes sponsored by alumni groups. And the scholarships, similar to Amity, they range from 30% up to 50%. And so it's very competitive. Again, like I said before, getting into the university, you can then imagine how competitive it is then to, qualify for one of these scholarships, because we do scrutinize the applications to make sure that the scholarships are going to deserving students based on their graduation from high school and the level of the qualifications that they're coming in with. So we recognize merit across all of our schools.
Thank you, Dr. Jessica. We have consumed the 1 hour, the 60 minutes. So I did not get the chance to introduce the 3 staff that have worked, studied and interned and worked in the UAE. So I think we will need another webinar for that, just for post-graduation experience in the UAE, if you agree with me. And the good news is that this webinar is recorded, so it will be available for your students to review, to view it again, or for those who missed the live webinar, they can also watch it. And any question that stems from your students or the academic staff, we would be very happy to look into it. And also we would be very happy to consult with any family that want to look into the UAE as a long-term vision for their children's education. Back to you, Jessica.
Anissa, I want to thank you so much for putting this panel together, and those of you that came to speak to our students. I very much appreciate you. We are QSI. We are 37 schools in 33 countries, and I am excited to share this with my fellow colleagues and the other students from around the globe. Our students have, I would say, a new interest in the UAE. I think it's more and more people are learning about that. So I appreciate all of your time and really just giving us an idea of what it would be like to study in the UAE. We can tell that it's very competitive. I'm sure I will have many questions on APs and minimum scores to prepare them for you. So you've given us a very good foundation. Again, Anissa, I thank you. I know that this is not specifically what your company focuses on, but only a branch of it. So for you to give us this much time is very much appreciated. And to Ms. Brajani, thank you very much for making the connection so that we could connect with W Family and with these universities. It was a very good opportunity for our parents and our students.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I just want to conclude saying thank you so much for the experts who have joined us for this panel. Thank you, even though for some of them it was a very, very last minute invitation. Thank you so much for joining us and for making the time and for putting the effort into it and for giving us such precise and complete answers. And Jessica, I just want to say that in Dawiya Family Office, a lot of our A players have joined us just after the graduation from the university, and 3 of them I wanted to share their journey here today, but we will do it inshallah on another webinar if you would be interested to hear about their stories. But what I want to say is that these young graduates that joined me, some of them 4 years ago, some of them 3 months ago, have really allowed me to build in the UAE an extraordinary business, a very dynamic, very efficient, very high-end startup here in the UAE. So that gives me a lot of comfort and into the system. So even though I was not educated in the universities of the UAE, I can I can vouch for them, because everyone I recruited from the UAE to work with me are absolutely excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Natalie. Thank you,
Bye,
Raquel.
everyone.
Thank you, Adil.
All the
Thank you,
best.
Harry.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye.